So obliques are the second style of technical drawing that we're going to be doing. So for the first one, when we were doing isometrics, we were using our 30-60 set square. So 30 degrees, 60 degrees, 90 degrees. For obliques, these were traditionally drawn with the second set square, which is your 45 and 45. So when you're trying to do 45, it's normally the corner of the page. So we start off just like we did before with the edge of our cube. Just to get into the habit of it, we're going to be using the trammel. So whatever height I have put on here, we are going to take across. Because for the oblique, we are actually drawing the elevation in full size. So we're just taking the elevation and drawing it exactly as we see it, straight up. Okay, so once you've got that one done, here we go. Nice outlines going along here. We're going to take these corners out at 45. Now, it's easy enough for me because I have the set square, and that set square is obviously coming out at 45, but 45 degrees is generally the angle you're going out in between a square, because you're halfway to that right angle. You want to just see it for comparison against the 30-60. The 30-60 is obviously a lot shallower. So taking the 45, we are going to just project these lines nice and light and construction lines out of the way. Now, this is where obliques are a horrible drawing. We know from our orthographics, if we are looking at something that's straight on, this elevation face here, we can't see the sides. Okay, it's physically impossible. If you're looking at this face straight on, you can't look round the corner. This is why the oblique will always look like an odd drawing. The way we get round this is, instead of taking the full height of our cube and projecting back the full height, we only come in halfway. Okay. So instead of coming at the full height, you're only doing half for the depths. So anything that's back at 45 is half the depth. So take that line up and take it across till it meets. So now I can put in my outlines so I can see my cube. Okay. There we go. Nice cube there. So if we wanted to put the hole on the face, again, orthographic, it's just an elevation. Everything's drawn full size, using my construction lines, bringing in out however far it is we need to go, and then using your outline just to get the edge of the hole. And then you would take your corner going in the way, 45, about half the distance. Now I'm not going to put the whole way through, so I'm just going to put it to about there to show the inside of it. If you want to do a hole on the face here, remember everything's half. So if that is your thickness for the same thing in real life, it would obviously be half this way. So you'd only be coming in just a wee bit around the sides. However, the heights are not affected. So where this comes to the corner, I can just project it around and project it around. So using my pencil, outlining that, nice clear heavy lines, making sure that they're meeting at the corners, they're not overshooting. And then I can take that line back in there, and you can see how that lines up. Okay, so going on to the little shed example that we've been doing in oblique. Doesn't really matter what way round we're going to do it, so I think we will do it here. And we're going to start off with our elevation, or in this case it's our end elevation. So looking at my proportion, now guys, the quicker you do this in the final folio, the more time you obviously have for the rest of it, because you're going to have 8 hours for your final assignment, and you want to make sure that you're using every minute of that. So when it comes to the sketching, so if that's for National 5, it's the full of task 3, and if it's for higher, it's just one little part of task 3. You want to make sure this will be the thing that you do last. You're going to be running out of time, so we are starting this now in April, so that you get to the stage where you're able to sketch as accurately as I am, but also as quickly as I am. Okay, at the moment I'm not looking for speed, but it is something to be conscious of, that this sort of drawing should take you about 10-15 minutes tops. Okay, we are going to project it this way because, again, this is corner X. So taking my 45 degree lines back, just nice and light as construction lines. We then need to start thinking about our sizes. So we know in real life from our drawings that this face is about 1.5 times the size of here. So if I go 1 and then maybe move it up a half, it should be that length there. Okay, it should be going all the way back to this mark on my trammel. But we're not going to be doing that again. We're going to be coming about the halfway point, because in the obliques we have to half everything to try and make the drawing look a bit more realistic. So bringing it through, bringing it through. Okay. Okay, nice outlines and everything. This little 45 line comes back. I've already got that measured out. The top of the window, we know from the other two types of drawings it's going to be the same height, so just connect that and then wrapping it round. So the heights are not affected, it's just the thicknesses. So we know that we should have a door starting about here in real life, so we're going to come in about halfway, mark that out. Then we should have a door which is about this thickness again, coming about halfway. Then it's a small wee gap, half of that. Then it should be a window, half of that. Now, unlike perspective, where the things at the back should have been smaller, this is more like the isometric. This gap here between the back of the building and the start of the window should be the same size as the start of the window to the door. So just having a look at my proportions there, just checking it against the drawing. I'm quite happy with that. So now I'll start to line in my door. And then I can start to line in the window. So nice sharp outline, makes a hell of a difference having a good pencil from last time. Just finishing off those corners, and there we have our oblique. So obliques, guys, what to remember for this, if you look at the PowerPoint for the theory, there's going to be a forms assessment coming up in the next couple of days. How do you identify an oblique? It's face on, it's at a 45-degree corner, the sizes here will be halved, and for the oblique, the only place that we can draw a proper circle is on the front so that it looks like the letter O.